This is a Looney Studios podcast. Hello and welcome to Aerde Tales. I'm Hunter Looney, the Game Master, and this show is a fantasy role-playing game that takes place on the planet of Aerde around the Renaissance period of that world. I'm joined today by Leah.
Gamoree.
And Noah.
Jeffrey.
Last time on Aerde Tales, our adventurers returned to Gamoree's birthplace. They met her dad and father, had a nice meal, then went to her adult treehouse home deeper into the woods. They then went to sleep when Jeffrey decided he wanted to do a prank on Gamoree. It is now the next morning, and you all are all coming to consciousness. Shay, Lynn, Reckless, Kira, and Gamoree are in Gamoree's treehouse, whereas Jeffrey is in a simple tent outside trying camping for the first time ever, and the Ozkun dragon family is waking up in the surrounding trees. What would you all like to do?
I look around and see everybody else waking up too?
Yep.
Okay. So
Like the first little bits of light and stuff are coming in, so everybody's like coming to consciousness and whatnot.
Okay. So it's everyone except for Jeffrey and the dragons in there. Okay. I'm like, hey guys, I'm really curious to see how Jeffrey's gonna act since he pranked us. Do you think he's gonna just pretend like nothing happened?
I am curious as well. That was Reckless. Lynn just shrugs her shoulders, and Shay's like, yeah, I wonder if this is going to be an ongoing prank war, or if it's just going to be a one-time thing.
Yeah, I'm curious too. It was pretty funny, but I don't want it to get like, cross over the line to where it's like too much. Because me thinking that I was actually being choked there for a while, like I could have burned this treehouse down.
Yeah,
right.
You definitely could have.
Well, I guess I'll make us a little breakfast. Do I have any food?
Reckless is like, I'll go tell Sir Jeffrey.
Okay.
And he flies out the window and stuff.
Okay.
Like he let up the window and then flew out the window.
Okay.
You go about making some breakfast and stuff like that. Reckless comes down, you're waking up. He's like, Sir Jeffrey, they're making breakfast up there.
Cool. I'm gonna go venture into the woods, if that's fine.
Sir Jeffrey, I don't know if that's the best idea. You're supposed to be tasked with being a bodyguard for the princess.
And being a bodyguard, I have to patrol the area to make sure that everything is okay.
Like within like sight, like
yes.
Close by. Okay, I'll go alert them that you're going to run a perimeter search. Okay, and he flies back up to the treehouse. You're gonna go. You're putting up your bedroll and stuff like that, and then
yeah.
All right, he's putting up his bedroll. Reckless comes back. I was like, so Jeffrey's gonna go do a perimeter search real quick.
All right, thanks for letting us know. All right, so I whip up something and we all eat and.
All right, do you want to do a perimeter search real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right, do a perception check. You get 0.
19.
That's really good. What you see are a lot of the Will-o-Wisps are like finding spots in trees and stuff like that and getting all settled down to sleep and whatnot. Going back to their little nooks and crannies.
They sleep during the day?
Yeah, they're nocturnal.
Cute.
A couple that were on the porch are starting to head back towards the tree house. Realistically, you don't see any problems coming along. You see various woodland creatures and whatnot, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Cool.
what you're gonna do now? You're gonna head back for breakfast.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Join. You all have breakfast and whatnot. You're entering the treehouse to have breakfast. What do you want?
I just kind of turn and I'm like, Jeffrey, and just give him a nod.
Yeah?
Just saying hey.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Alright. So I guess I finished making breakfast and
Yeah, you all.
Pass it
By
around.
the time he got back from the perimeter watch, like you whipped up something like real quick. Nothing crazy.
it's nothing fresh. I didn't have any like fresh stuff.
Like it was
It's
mainly
just,
like jams and jellies that you had there and stuff that would keep for a while that were,
sure.
you know, stuff that were preserved. And
Yeah, I was
whatnot.
gonna say
Nothing too
just stuff
crazy.
out the cabinets. Like I could make biscuits with.
Yeah.
Like flour or something. All right. Well, I know. We need to go check on whatever is, apparently buzzing near the Willowspire. The Will-o-Wisps told us. Shay, I guess just me and Jeffrey and Rickless if you want to come. I guess just we will go and check on that, and you and Lynn and can maybe go to my father's house while we do that if you want.
Sure. I think that sounds good. Lynn and myself will go back to your family's or your birth home. Yes.
Okay. I'll send them a message and tell them you're coming.
Okay. All right.
They'll be happy to have a chance to talk to you some more, I'm sure.
Althea comes up and gets on their hind legs and leans their head up to the doorway of the treehouse. Is like, Gamoree, would you mind if we go on a stroll through the forest and just explore and find some breakfast and whatnot?
Yeah, sure. I have made a little bit of breakfast, but it's probably not.
We may want something more substantial.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Would you mind if we have the day to explore out in the woods and whatnot? And
Yeah, of course. I know that's why you came. That's cool.
where, are you all going to be here around dinner time, or?
I think we'll probably go back to my father's house if you want to meet us over there.
That sounds
For dinner?
great.
Okay.
What would y'all like to do now?
Guess we'll head out towards the Willowspire.
All right, you all pack up all your stuff. You see the dragon family is just walking off in not the direction y'all are going to be heading deeper in. And Shay and Lynn head the opposite way back to your your dad and father's house. And then pretty much they're walking perpendicular to the two of you all. Like to your all's group
Yeah.
and Shay's group, they're walking perpendicular,
Okay.
heading off the other way. So y'all start heading deeper into the woods.
Oh, I send my dad, I guess.
Okay, your dad.
Can I send two people a message at once?
You could send one and then send another one.
Oh, no, I'll just tell one of them. I'll tell Dad. I will say Shay and Lynn are headed to your place while we go check out around the Willowspire. Hope that's okay.
It takes a second, and then Jocko responds, and he goes, "That's cool that you have this spell now. That's really cool. Okay, we will entertain them.
Yeah, okay.
Bye." I accidentally, when counting syllables,
entertained twice.
syllables. All right, so you all head deeper into the woods. This is a woods, remember, of willow trees, various other shrubbery and flora and fauna going everywhere. As you all were leaving your house, you saw the two or a couple of Will-o-Wisps kind of take up residence back on your porch and just like snuggle into like a nook or corner that they had like made themselves at home on your porch.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you all travel a couple of hours deeper into the woods, and you come to the edge of a somewhat clearing. And what you see before you is a huge willow tree, like hundreds and hundreds of feet tall.
Oh wait, I forgot to say, on the way there, can I look for some alchemist supplies?
Yes, roll a nature check. Yes, you had done some
13.
but with nature you have +2.
15?
Yeah, so that's easy enough to do. You know these woods well. It was pretty low DC, I'd set. You are able to stock up on supplies to make potions and whatnot, alchemical things, so that when you use your potion making kit and whatnot, you have the supplies. You don't necessarily have to buy them. So you are able to stock up. So
Cool.
note. So this huge willow tree is what is called the Willowspire. You have seen it a couple times. You've ventured this deep, and I mean, when I say a couple times, you could like tens of times.
Yeah, it's like I've been there a lot.
But I would like you all to give me perception checks.
10 plus
17.
17 and 1.
11.
So I was giving in my head you a little bit of a bonus, so I'll give you all both the same amount of information because you know this area. What you all see before you is these huge bees. And I say huge for our perspective. They're not like half an inch or whatever. You see these things that you would know, Gamoree, from living here. And then, Jeffrey, you've read about these in your studies. They're called Vulture Bees. And they're kind of fuzzy looking, but they have a hard exoskeleton. They have 2 big pairs of wings. They have big compound eyes. They don't have any stingers, but they do have these big mandibles that are adapted for biting and cutting. They use this to cut rotting meat off of creatures and use that to create honey.
What? They
And
used meat to create honey?
And they do have a queen, you know. You do not see a queen here. And these appear to be worker bees that are about 1.5 foot long bees with big pincers about the size of your hands.
How many do we see?
You currently see 4 hovering this huge deer laying dead at the base of the tree. And 3 of them are munching on it. And one of them's kind of hovering above, keeping lookout.
There's 4 total, right?
Yeah. Also, I would like to say that vulture bees are a real life thing in Earth.
What?
But are not that big, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to ask to be sure. Gamoree knows if these are sentient or not, or like generally
they're
hostile.
Not. They're not on the same level of intellect as people. They are as smart as bees are on Earth. They know they can communicate with one another, they can coordinate, and they can work together as a hive, but they're not people.
I wiggle my butt and start walking in figure 8s.
Oh god.
That is some deep pool bee knowledge right there that I'm here for and I like. You maybe want to talk to your comrades before just walking out with these bees.
Hey, I'm gonna try to communicate with these bees.
Okay, hold on. Oh god.
We so rarely get to have performance checks on here.
Hold on. I was thinking something and I forgot what it was. Give me a second, because that totally just threw me off.
Yes, I am here for
Okay.
it.
Clarification
Uh-huh.
on what the Will-o-Wisps told us. They just told us there were big things, or that they were messing with something.
I will try to you like into your memory banks. Here's as best you can remember it, because here's as best I can remember it.
Okay.
There's these big fuzzy bees, or big fuzzy things flying, and they're eating a big old deer, and they're messing around the Willowspire. Now, that's from their perspective.
Okay.
Whether or not they're just munching this big deer-looking thing,
Mm-hmm.
or they're actively hunting things, you don't know.
I tell Kira to stay on my... No, she's on the ground walking.
Okay.
So I don't want her to fly and intimidate them. Jeffrey, I think we should, see if they're even bothering anything first before we attack them. Okay?
Exactly what the wiggle butt dance
So yeah,
is for.
go for it.
Alright, so you all are behind, let's say, like a bush on the edge of the clearing. And I say clearing, it's not very clear, but there's enough where this big tree has rooted out, like other trees don't get near it, because it needs all the nutrients.
Okay.
and whatnot. So you all are on the edge of a forest, behind a bush, squatted down. Richolas goes, where would you what do you want me to do?
Just stay with Gamoree.
Alright, do you want me to hang out with Kira here?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here too. Well, how far away are they? I don't want Jeffrey just going up there by himself.
Richolas goes and bows to Kira. And Kira looks at him and is nods at him and is being friendly.
Did not eat him.
Good.
Did not eat him. I rolled an animal handling check.
For Rickles.
Yes, I have Richolas' full stat sheet over here.
Of course you do. Okay.
Okay, so they are about 300 feet from you.
Oh gosh.
So the base of the tree is about 300 feet from you all. So
I have some space.
you have some space between you that they're not going to be all up in your biz, but you could do whatever.
Rickles, do you want to just hang out back here in the tree line?
I mean, that sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
He climbs up on he flies up to a branch in the bush that looks particularly comfy, and he's like, I'll be right here and I'll watch. And what if things go really bad? What would you like me to do?
Oh, yeah, if things go really bad, go get Shay real fast.
All right, you don't want me to try to pour a health potion in your mouth or something?
Oh. I mean...
What if the worst case scenario, you all both go down?
Okay, yeah. I leave him 2 health potions.
Okay, I can't carry you. If they're on your person, it'll be way easier for me.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
And he just kind of pushes these huge bottles back.
So I show him where they're at.
He's like, I do have a little storage dimension that I carry heavier things in, but I don't know if that would be the best use of my amount of space I have.
Okay, yeah, no.
I'll take one. I'll take one. Which one would you like him to have?
Sure. I feel like we're wasting a lot of time on this tree line.
But this also is something that could come back to help you all episodes later.
That's true. Okay, I give him a potion of healing 3.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
And
so
he waves his little wand, and he pushes this into the little portal, and then closes it. And he's like,
"That was really cool."
All right. I have a healing 3 potion in there for you all, if worst case scenario. And he just looks like really wide-eyed.
Okay, so use that one on Jeffrey, and then I show him where one's at on my person. Okay, so now you know
All
where
right.
they're at. Worst case scenario.
He has healing? You have some healing potions?
No, I'm saying the one that he just put in his pocket dimension.
Okay.
He
So
can
that
use
one's
that
for
one on
Jeff.
Jeffrey.
That one's for Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And then yours is on your person there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I got it.
Okay. I don't want you getting hurt, though, so...
All right. I will just sit attentively by in the tree line. I should be fine in this bush.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna be fine though. Okay. All right, Jeffrey, do your thing.
I guess I performed the wiggle butt figure 8 dance.
You have a +0 to performance. So, how far into the clearing are you going to start performing this dance? Before you make a roll, let's set the stage. So, you have where the bush is to the tree, 300 feet. You all can move 30 feet in a round. So, how far?
I guess I move at least like away 100 feet from the bees.
So, you're going to go 200 feet.
Yes.
Into the clear, like more than halfway into the clearing towards them
By yourself.
by yourself. Okay, all right. So, are you trying to get stealthily to that point?
No.
You're just walking regularly.
Yeah.
They rolled really poor in their perception checks. I had 1, 2, 4, and then less than 10.
Okay, now, all right. So I'm watching Jeffrey go, and I'm realizing like how close he's going to be to them, and I'm gonna be a ways away, and I'm concerned about not being able to get to him. So I'm like, oh, and I start doing it as well.
Are you going to walk out as far as he's walked
Going to
out?
follow him. I would like to stay about 30 feet behind him.
All right, I will keep their perception rolls for that because
Okay.
I'm nice. You're going to both do performance checks then. You have -2 to performance.
Great.
And you have +0.
14.
12.
All right, wait. You rolled a what?
14.
14.
12.
-2. And then a 12. So both 12s. What would they roll?
Intelligence or wisdom check?
All right. So one of them, the one that's keeping watch,
Yeah.
starts working its way over towards you all.
Okay.
And it does a little circular motion at you all. Make another performance check.
Oh, God.
13.
6. -2. 4.
Oh, I just rolled that under.
Wait, you got 4?
Yeah.
You're gonna get mauled.
It now does. It just did a circle that last time. It does a figure 8 this time. Do one more performance check.
Okay.
Both of us, or?
Yeah, both of you.
I got a 4,
11.
so a 2.
You got a what?
I rolled a 4, so a 2.
Let me help you.
So the
bee.
the vulture bee, looks at you, scoots closer to you. What do you do? It's like within 5 feet of you. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm gonna wiggle my butt again.
All right, do one last performance check.
15.
All right, it goes and does a little circle, goes back towards the other bees. You see them all doing circles at each other, and then they all 4 pick up the carcass and start carrying it off.
Oh. Okay.
Let's go.
I had a whole here. Let me We'll save that for the air talks, but that was... I like to reward when you all get and have ingenious plans and stuff like that. And in my planning, did not think that was going to happen. I had a whole fight ready with some bees.
Wait, do we know that they're gonna leave for good though? Like
They carried off the carcass. You see them disappear into the woods. You make nature checks, both of you all.
13.
10.
You have plus one, plus 1, plus 2.
12.
So pretty close to one another. You all, from what you see, you probably, their motions and stuff like that is they're taking it back towards their hive instead of eating it now. You don't know how you know that, but you're kind of figured that's what's going on.
I look at Jeffrey like I'm just shocked.
Richolas and Kira. Well, hold on one second. Let me roll.
That was really good now.
I'm smart. I keep lots of dumb information in my head.
Richolas comes riding on Kira out.
Aww.
He rolled a 17 on his animal handling check. And I said in my head if he rolled higher than a 15, he was going to like she was a horse.
Mm-hmm.
She flies over and lands at you all.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so they're gone?
Apparently, this dude, tricked them or something. I don't even know what you would call that.
Communicating, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They left.
They carried off that huge deer looking thing though. That was crazy.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Um,
Jeffrey, I'm impressed. I honestly wasn't sure why you were here at first, but
So you now think
and
that
then
my purpose
you
is
pranked
to...
me last night a little much, but that was good.
So you think my purpose is just to communicate with animals now?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but you're smarter than I thought you were. No offense.
he had some of the best schooling around.
Well, all right. I guess we go back. I want to wait. I want to walk up to the tree.
All right.
And
Make an Arcana check.
okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do something.
Natural 20.
You also get +4, so that's a 24.
Yeah, it is.
You feel like the magic that coursed through your veins and stuff, like very magical people. You all are both very magical people. Like when you all feel like magic leave your body when you cast a spell and stuff like that. You feel like a tingling. You get goosebumps. You feel like coursing through your veins, just like it's just like just a weird feeling.
Do I feel like it's returned to my MP?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But you feel a sense of relief over your body.
Cool. And that's what I'm used to. Being around the tree.
It's a little more than what you normally are used to. You're normally used to feeling just a little bit of like this like tingling sensation near the tree. This is like a little bit higher. And you also have this sense of like you make an insight check.
I was gonna say, do I know why it would be doing that?
+0 on insight.
14.
You think, and I let you roll the insight check on this side of the table this time. You think, because it's not a person or stuff.
Right.
You feel maybe that the Willowspire was relieved. Maybe.
Oh. That the bees left?
Maybe.
Okay.
Jeffrey, you also feel you're not used to being this close to a Willowspire, or you feel a little bit of a like tingling sensation just coursing through your veins. It feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
You've not been this close to so much magical power before. Just inherently around this area. It's pretty crazy.
I have a question.
You know what I'm gonna do? I guess I'll walk up to the tree. I take my katana out, and then I push the button up against the Willowspire, and see what happens.
So, you take the handle of it. You're pointing the blade away from the tree,
Mm-hmm.
and you're depressing it. Oh my!
I became big brain.
You can see the wheels turning. And
Trying to think what would happen. So, what you feel is your body, your sword ignites with electricity, but you don't feel any magical essence leave your body. And you see this is stronger amount of electricity on your blade than you have ever seen your mother ignite in her blades or yourself. It is just like crackling with energy coming off of this blade now.
Cool.
So,
I guess I throw a piece of silver down,
okay,
and I try to aim towards it with my sword
right.
to see if it
Make
does
an
an electric
attack roll.
blast.
Yeah, make it attack roll. Yeah, that
That-
doesn't count.
I don't count. An 8.
All right, that's good enough. It's you threw it out a little ways away from me. You like make an attack at it. You don't even hit it with that type of roll. But what happens is just electricity extends out from it and fully just takes all of the charge. And there's a little indentation where that silver piece was.
Cool.
The silver piece is still there, but it's like heavily charred and whatnot. Your blade is now unignited, though.
Question.
Okay.
Do I have a vial of the black stuff?
You don't know.
You know what I just did in history for the first time? In Aerde?
What?
I became that $100 bill dude. I literally forgot his name. Thomas Jefferson? I don't think that was.
Ben Franklin.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
He didn't even move, did
he
he?
flinched.
Just a little bit. Because of
Came
the
Ben
electricity stuff.
I invented electricity
Oh boy.
from a power source.
Sir Jeffrey, not to rain on your parade, but don't you invent quotations electricity just from your magic all the time?
Well, it's not a constant source, more so to speak.
Touche.
So-
He writes a little note in a little book,
I wanna
and then he puts the book back into like a little holder.
I wanna send a message to Shay.
Okay.
Touch the
Say-
tree while doing it.
Oh. Okay.
Also,
I
I'm
touched
gonna
the-
stick my swords into the ground and stuff.
Let's do hers first.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
I touched the tree
All right.
and I sent Shay a message and I say, "Do you have a vial or any of the black? What have we been calling it?
Iker.
Iker. That's it.
All right. You feel like none of your magical essence was used to send that message. You do also feel a little replenished on your MP.
Oh.
And by a little bit, I mean all of it.
But I touched it earlier.
Yeah, but you didn't initiate a spell that
Oh.
closed the circuit.
Oh.
So she comes back and she goes,
Okay.
"No, we left them all to be experimented on Remember?
Okay.
Why? Question mark.
I was curious if the Willowspire would cause a reaction in it.
That is curious. Maybe if we obtain more samples, we could dispatch a research team, but we can talk about.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to remind everyone, we can only message in
20-ish words.
20 words or
Yeah.
less. So when we talk slow like this, it's because we're counting.
I'm also trying to count, so it's not exactly 20 every time.
No, I know. That's why I said 20 or less.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, it's 20-ish, meaning our counts aren't accurate either. So if we slowed it down and was counting, we probably are off each time. Like, you might have 21 or 22 or something like that.
Just make it 25.
No. That's no fun.
Okay. Anyway, okay. I just say okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell her. I'm still touching the tree.
Okay.
And I say, Jeffrey scared the bees away. We're headed back to you guys now.
Sounds good. Talk to you then.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to do anything?
I want to stick my swords into the ground and see what happens.
Into the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't know this was just experiment on the tree time, did you? You thought we were going to be fighting bees?
I didn't know to the depth of it. I thought y'all might investigate it a little bit.
I have a reveal magical properties spell.
Ooh.
Um.
Do you want to cast that on the tree?
Yes.
All right, roll a d20.
I don't have one of those.
15.
All right, you sense immense magical power. And it's not like a specific like school of magic or magical spell or anything. It's just kind of, you all know, like, you all are all filled with like magical power that you all like conduct out of yourselves. It's just like a huge source of that. And I will say that when you've been around a lot of like wildlife and flora before and stuff like that, you've seen little bits of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is off the charts. You've never seen something like this before. And you would also know from your all's speaking with her dad and father yesterday that they study the Willowspire and stuff like that. So you might want to tell them this stuff.
So this is pretty much like Minko and
Mako?
FF7?
Possibly.
Okay. I also want to touch the tree and do enhance skills.
All right, what are you trying to do?
Enhance
which
my
skill?
own skills.
Like which one are you going to, like, strength?
Would I know? Like, I've probably touched the tree before, right? And my dad's
Yeah, but
studied
you
it.
not cast the spell like while against
Touching
it.
it.
You have you've touched it before. You've like leaned up against it and read and stuff like that, and just chilled here and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have felt like this like tingling sensation running through your veins and stuff like that. You haven't cast a spell against it, but you do know like it is just insanely magical here. It's like crazy.
I guess I do strength.
So when you cast this, it doesn't use any of your magical points, and you gain a slight strength buff for the next little bit. It's not permanent or anything like that, but
For how long?
It's pretty much like it casts it. This it casted like you're gonna have it for a couple hours or so.
If you
Maybe.
sword fought with my dad in the next few hours, you would have a plus.
But is when you so Jeffrey, you fought the Lich dude.
Yeah.
Is your goal to try to fight people as we go to each place?
Yeah.
All right. Is this for your own skills or for the thing at the end of the year or both?
Both.
All right. So would using a buff like this be
A good
better
thing.
or worse practice?
Worst practice.
I just try to ask questions, Sir Jeffrey.
I'm gonna sleep by the Willowspire for tonight. And put my feet up against it for the whole night and to see what happens.
Okay, well, can we... It's still like, what,
It's not even midday
late
yet.
morning? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So why don't we go do other stuff, and then you can come back and sleep here if you want.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
You would have napped there before and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You have some crazy dreams. And like it doesn't like supercharge your MP or anything like that, but it does like you get some crazy dreams out of it.
Okay. I want to, before we
Do you
leave...
want to pass that on to him or no?
Oh. Yes.
It's okay. She let you know that.
Alright.
She's napped against it and had some crazy dreams, but didn't wake up super powered or supercharged any more so than normal.
Cool.
Alright, before we leave, I want to fly. I would like to fly up above. I want to see the direction that the bees went and make sure that they're gone, and not just, 100 yards that way.
Right. You cast it while touching the tree, I assume?
Yeah, of course.
You fly a little quicker than you normally do. You're up above the tree line, and you look over in the direction that they're heading and stuff like that, and then make a history check.
Oh. History? Which I'm like
You have-
-2.
-2, which isn't bad.
10 minus 2. 8.
You know that in that general direction on the island, that there are some, there is a family that sells honey and are beekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite possible these are some of their bees that had gotten loose and stuff. So it seems like everything's fine.
I don't see them.
No, they're in the trees going, but you look the direction they left in, and then you could pinpoint out, looking at the scope of the island and everything like that. You know every family that lives on the island.
Well, yeah.
So I was pretty much, if you rolled over a
Just
5,
see they're
you would
going that
remember.
direction.
It seems like they're heading towards the general area where that family is that sells honey that you know of.
Okay. I turn to Kira and I'm like, Kira, do you wanna to try some of your magic while touching the tree? Okay, I rolled a 17 plus 1.
All right. Kira shrugs her shoulders, and walks over, and reaches out her wing, touches the tree, and goes, "Caw!" and just ice shoots out like crazy, and then takes her wing back.
Awesome.
And shrugs her shoulders.
Good job. I just wanted to see how far you could shoot while touching it. That's pretty good. All right, y'all ready to head back?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Y'all take the couple of hours it is to hike back.
Can I look for alchemist supplies on the way back too?
I guess.
Yeah. 9 plus 2, 11.
Easy enough. Easy enough to do. You find more supplies. That's it, though. You can't just stock up for evers and evers.
But this is where, like, I know that I can find them. It makes sense. We're not coming back here for...
I mean, you didn't take a twig off the Willowspire, which would have actually probably been useful. Look at the smug face on him.
Damage it.
Look at his smug face, though.
I don't know how it would react.
Hmm.
I didn't think she would allow anybody to damage it, so I did not think about how it would react.
I wouldn't have. We might have fought.
I think that's what you thought he was doing when he said he was taking his sword out, right?
Yeah. My face was like, don't you?
So it takes you all a couple hours. It's like 3 or 4 hours because y'all hiked 2 hours deeper in to the forest to get to the Willowspire. It took you 1 or 2 hours to get to your place from your dad's place of hiking.
Yeah, on a good hike.
Because it's you all, both your dad and your father's place and your place is in like thick part of the jungle that not a lot of people go through. Okay. You have to find... After
we've been walking for like an hour, I'm like, this is kind of stupid. Jeffrey, you ever flown before?
Only that time that I rose up to try to defeat the Kraken.
Oh, that's right. I cast it on you. Do you wanna fly there?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
I should have cast it on us back at the tree. It wouldn't have taken any of my powers.
Richolas walks up to Kira and says, "Can I get on your back and so I don't have to fly with my wing?" And jeez, he's rolling really well on animal. He rolled a 17. His animal handling though is a 10, so it's just +0. So he's rolled a 17 both times he's interacted to be like, please. And Kira leans down for him to get up and extends a wing like it's a
good
like
girl.
Stair. He goes, I don't need the stair, but thank you, and flies up to her back.
Cute. All right, I cast flight on myself and Jeffrey.
All right, so you all like do this in a spot where y'all see a little bit of an opening. You all fly through the opening. Kira gets by there. You lead them in the direction. It's not like it takes you all maybe 10 minutes instead of another hour to get back. You all land.
We'd only been 1 hour. You said it was gonna take 3 or 4.
Oh yeah. Oh in my brain.
We cut it about like 3
Okay,
fourths.
so then it would be half an hour instead of 3 more hours.
Sure.
So you all touch down. It's about close to lunchtime-ish at your, you already see there's smoke coming out of the chimney, and y'all touch down in their front, quote, yard looking area. It's mainly just a couple stones and stuff leading into the door. And what would y'all like to do?
Well, that was a lot quicker than I thought we were gonna be done. I guess we'll go in. I don't knock because...
Right.
Yeah.
You'll head in. So what you all see before you is the same house and stuff like that. You see Lynn and Shay are seated at the table. It's in like the center of the room. You see Jaka is there sitting there talking to them. Hubert's making some food and is about to bring it over and stuff. You stop them mid-conversation as you enter, as they were sharing the story of your childhood and some trouble you had gotten into. There is some family paintings that are being shared out on the table. And it seems like they have been spending the last couple of hours by sharing, or well, really only been like an hour and a half. They've already been like, well, no, wait, it was about 2 hours there that they've been alone with them. I've already been sharing so many things of young Gamoree.
I walk in and I'm just like, oh no.
You see your first wand on the table. you see a little story written out and a little drawing of the first time you tried to make a potion and stuff, and the resulting just hole that was left in the table as you mixed stuff wrong and it made an acid and stuff. So some fun little stories were shared that are slightly embarrassing, but
I see you guys have been busy.
Yes. That was Chaka, and he's looks sheepish, but it was like,
Yeah, I'm not mad. It's funny, I guess. It's cute.
Jaka runs up and hugs you again, and he's like, I was thinking that we could go on a me, you, and your father maybe go on a family flight later tonight after dinner or something.
Oh, that'd be good.
Let's go. Maybe this afternoon before dinner.
Sure. Jeffrey and I just flew over here, and that was the second time I've cast Flight on him, but definitely the furthest and longest he's flown. What did you think, Jeffrey?
Yeah, how did you like it?
I felt like I could fall at any moment, so I was kind of scared.
Oh yeah, it is. It's intense.
I love it so much.
Jaka is the one that taught. Jaka shares that he's the one that taught Gamoree the flight spell, and loves doing it and loves flying and stuff like that. And I'm glad you've gotten to do that a couple times.
Yeah. You guys won't believe what happened with the bees. Jeffrey, do you want to tell them?
No, I'm good.
Well, and I just tell them the whole story.
And so you see Hubert over there is cooking and leaves the cooking to come over and start listening. Lynn sees this and nonchalantly sneaks over there and helps finish. Because Hubert and Jaka both just grab notebooks and start taking notes from this. Or seem very interested in it. Like they might try it sometime or something, or go meet with a family that does have bees and see if they can try to replicate this experiment.
Yeah, it was pretty. I told Jeffrey I was pretty impressed. It was good thinking. Felt ridiculous, but it worked, and they left.
And Jaka speaks up and is like, "I'm glad y'all didn't have to fight them and stuff. That's good."
Yeah, we were trying to avoid it and seeing what they would do. Oh, also, and then I tell them about what happened when we touched the tree and what happened with Jeffrey's sword.
Oh, they are super interested.
Yeah.
They take way more notes than you think should be, so you also think they might have already started thinking of ideas to experiment and are making footnotes everywhere and stuff. And
I of course knew they would be excited, and so I'm just excitedly telling them I'm really happy to have something to share with them because I haven't seen them in a while, and
this will further the research so much. This is so exciting. Jeffrey, what made you think to do that?
My sword makes me draw magic from myself to exert electricity to my sword. So
No.
So pretty much when I felt the Willowspire and was hearing about how it was really powerful and magical, I thought I could translate that into a different source and I don't know,
channel it through your sword.
Yeah.
And they're just fascinating, and they are tunnel vision now on their notebook. Both of them are just
I go over
like
there
feeling
with
pages.
Lynn because I know that Hubert's not going to return anytime soon.
They're both just extending out pages and pages of ideas of what they could test after you all leave and stuff. This goes on for like another hour. Food comes and goes. You like hand them a bread here or something like that, and they like take it, not even noticing that somebody handed it to them, and are just like going nuts on their notes. Like after lunch happens, they like come out and they're like, they both shut their, like one of them shuts their notebooks and taps the other on the shoulder, and the other one's like oh, and like nods at the other one and then shuts their notebook. And it's like, sorry about that. We just had a bunch of ideas. We'll wait to try them, of course, till y'all leave. And
it's okay. Did you get
they're
enough
kind of
food?
like they're kind of like buzzing with excitement.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
About bees.
Not that this episode is called Vulture Bees or anything.
Yeah, I know. Do you guys want to go on a flight now?
Sure. So, Jaka and Hubert
Take them to the Willowspire first.
I don't want to go over there until I will not be able to control myself. I will start experimenting.
I'm sure they'll go
Near
right
immediately.
after I leave, like the next day.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I will not. Yeah, we will not see you again if we go do that. We will probably go camp at it for days.
If you want to also make another experiment, I was thinking about sleeping and putting my feet right up against the Willowspire and probably digging my feet under the roots and see what happens.
Oh, I know Gamoree has napped against it, so we tried that as well. Crazy dreams. But we have not tried putting ourselves under the dirt. Maybe we could like bury one another like up to our heads. And see.
I mean, that might be a bit much, guys. Let's.
But what if something happens?
But
what if they become immortal?
But what if I lose both my fathers?
Well, one of us obviously would be doing the experiment, and one of us would be
okay.
observing.
I don't want to lose either of you.
We try
Let's
to be
just
safe.
Not
in
make
our
me worry
experiment.
about you while I'm gone.
What is the worst that could happen if
I mean,
we bury one another one at a time?
What do you think is gonna happen?
My hypothesis is even crazier dreams.
Wait, so what are these dreams like about? Are they just like skits of stuff, or are they just like a whole bunch of just random stuff that doesn't make sense together?
It is, think of the most vivid dream you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever you turn your head in a dream, you know how it gets a little fuzzy and things aren't exactly right?
Uh-huh.
Well, think about if you turned your head and it was just perfect clarity. It's like you're there in the dream.
Oh, cool.
And besides that, further experimentation will need.
Jeffrey looks like he's definitely doing that tonight now.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing the digging one. We
Yeah.
haven't tested that.
Cool. I was thinking about putting my sword near it, or just like putting it into the ground and then seeing if it has magical properties afterwards.
So, from our studies, it's the tree itself. We believe it's absorbing that it might be a ley line for the planet on magical energy. And so, it's not necessarily the dirt. And the tree is more like a conduit for that magical energy.
So if I cut something off from it.
The tree itself, I wouldn't say is sentient, but I wouldn't say it's not sentient. So we have tried to not do experiments where we take anything from the tree.
Cool.
If it loses something like a leaf falls, we'll use that for experiments. But we've never cut something off of the tree or taken bark or injected or like tried to take sap from it or anything. We've tried not to harm the tree. 'Cause I don't know how to explain it. It's not a person, but it's not a person level of sentience.
I see
It's
that.
our hypothesis.
I see that we're starting to lose them again, and I'm like just kind of like nudging them towards the door. Let's go for a fight.
All right. Okay. All right. Nice to talk experiments with you, Jeffrey. And they head out, and so Jacka pulls out his wand and is like, "Would you like me to cast it?"
Sure.
And he casts it on the three of you all, and you all like take off and take a little like fly around the their like perimeter of where they usually like have their like little farm and permacultures and stuff like that, where they have like planted edible plants and stuff throughout the forest and stuff like that, just like showing you what they've done and everything like that. And they and then like you all are like hovering at one point, and Hubert goes, so last night your dad and I we wanted to write you letters to take with you on your journeys.
Oh, but I'm right here.
I know.
You want me to open them like later after I leave?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can even open them tonight if you wish, but you can open them when you get back to your ship. Whatever you want. And he pulls out like a little letter, hands it to you. Jaka produces a letter, and it's like, Hubert goes, I know I have, I don't convey, I try to convey how I feel, like how I'm proud of you and whatnot, but I tried to do that better here. I'm proud of you, but I wanted to, like, put it into a letter.
Oh, you guys tell me that all the time.
Yes.
But thank you.
But, like, it's, like, a part of it, like, goes with you.
I understand, and I give him a hug and give him a kiss on the cheek.
All right, you all do like a big family hug, hovering hundreds of feet above the tree line.
This is just normal for us.
Yeah, it really is. You all would go on like, you all were quite the eccentric family.
I want to ask them something.
Okay, you want to do it while y'all are up here?
Yeah.
The three of y'all?
I need to ask you guys something, and I can't tell anybody because this is a super big secret. But I think you might like have some knowledge and wisdom for this, and I obviously trust you guys.
Is this like a state secret of like Desmodon?
Not necessarily.
You can treat it like one.
You're not there. It's about, part of what we've been doing, and I can't tell you everything, but something that we have noticed is that there have been creatures that have been kind of possessed, and they have this like black ichor that comes from them, and they especially went after me because I have magic. And I was just curious if you'd heard of anything doing that, or if you would know why that would happen.
And both of them kind of like give like 1,000-yard stare off in like they're like, I haven't, Jaka speaks up and like, I haven't heard of any animals that specifically target that. The only, like, there's a people group that like feeds on emotions, but feeds on magic. And then Hubert's like, I haven't heard of that either. Is this something you want us to see if we can write to, like, some of our contacts and see if we can get any information on, or is it super hush hush that we shouldn't reach out on?
I mean, let me ask Shay. I'm gonna be honest with her and tell her that I asked you.
Okay.
And I didn't give you, you know,
Can I do a little side part while you're gone?
all of the information.
Yeah.
Shay, you need to tell us. Well, tell me all of what these photos mean. Well, pictures.
Shay goes, I mean,
Before
none of-
Gamoree gets back.
none of them are super embarrassing, so she just goes into everything. Says this is her first one. This is where she tried to make potions the first time. This is an embarrassing story about when she was a kid. Like, gives you a whole spiel. Like, none of it's super embarrassing, and there's not like super crazy embarrassing stuff. But you at least get the gist of everything and stuff like that. You see that she, from just this, you can discern that she started getting magic younger than you did, which is pretty crazy. Like, generally people start being able to do magic around puberty. Yours was like around 10 though, which is a little early. Hers was even earlier than that. Because you see some pictures of her like having a wand like really young. And by pictures I mean paintings or drawings and stuff. Like scrapbooking type things of drawing or journals and stuff. Like Gamoree kind of did her first spell today, and she's like 5 or 6 at the time, and it's just like but
Him
Alright.
puberty hard over here.
but it also, you don't know if it's her innate ability or growing up this close to the Willowspire, being born near the Willowspire or what. You don't know. But it is crazy. Like, you've never heard of somebody that young being able to do magic.
Okay, so I had just told them that I would ask Shay if they can, you know, help in any way, or if they could ask somebody else. Because I feel like we're not the only ones that have seen this, probably. Like, this is, you know, we've seen this in multiple towns, and it's not like it's a huge secret, is what I'm thinking.
Should we go talk to her now? Do you want to fly a little bit more and then go to it?
I think we can go on back.
Alright, you all fly a little bit down. You land safely and stuff like that. You enter back into the room. It's now mid-afternoon and stuff like that. You tell Shay and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to kind of pull Shay aside and.
Alright. So it's just you and Shay, like, having an aside.
Yeah, I'm like, Shay,
You see that Jeffrey is very, like, intently reading over your baby scrapbook, pretty much. And kid's scrapbook. It's...
I just kind of look at him like, great. He's going to know a lot more about me than I know about him. Okay. Shay, I hope this is okay. I realize that our, you know, search for answers about the, you know, animals with the black iger in them and stuff is kind of on the down low, but I figure, you know, there's probably other people that have seen that too. And so I asked my father and my dad about it, if they knew of anything like that happening, because, I mean, I trust them and they're very, you know, wise, and I wanted to see if they would know anything about that, and they said that they don't with that specifically. So they were kind of asking if they could help in any way, or thought I would ask you before.
She goes, I don't care that you told them and stuff. I would probably say, why don't we leave them to the research here? Because if this has to do with another nation or some nefarious things, and it's not a natural occurrence.
Don't want to involve them, endanger them.
Yeah. I don't want them to be a target or anything.
That makes sense.
I can see that they are both insanely smart and have great minds towards magical research. I just don't want to endanger your family.
I know we mentioned before placing the ichor around the tree, and that was kind of what I thought, but like I'm curious if it would, zap magic from it, but I also don't want to do that to the tree. So maybe we should test that in another way.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment there.
I think in the moment I was like, ooh, this will be a cool experiment. But now I'm like, I don't want to put something that's that important to, my family and this town, like, in danger.
If your dad and father are right, the world, this is a ley line of magical energy.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But I can see in your upbringing why going, ooh, that would be a good experiment, would come to your mind after seeing.
It's not like it runs in the family or anything, and I look over to them and they're like back to writing in their books.
So our next stop is a nature reserve that I have.
You have? Like you own it?
Yes.
Okay.
I set it up about 200 years ago. And,
no big deal. 200 years ago.
BD. To try to protect some nature on this island and keep them out of other people's hands. And so, it's not like a timetable that we need to be there. How long do you want to stay here? You all are still aside, so it is just you two can hear this. You and Shay.
I mean, as much as I want to see my dad and my father, I also don't want to delay our trip. I know we have a lot of things to do.
Yeah, we also have that lead that possibly is an Ultra.
Yeah. I was, I don't know, I think I've kind of been assuming that we were leaving tomorrow.
I'm okay with that if that's what you want to do.
Okay. I think that's fine. I mean, I can, maybe I can come spend some time with them whenever we finish this trip that we're on.
Okay. All right. I can always arrange for you to have a vessel if you need it to take you places.
Oh, okay.
So, we're gonna end the episode right there. So, what does Shay's nature reserve hold?
That's a good question.
Where are they heading after that?
Also a good question. Sorry.
No, is there any information to be gleaned from the lead that's in Ultra? Find out on the next Aerde Tales episodes. Let's take some time here at the end to go over some information. I want to invite everyone to visit patreon.com/Looney Studios. The link is in the description. There is a link there that anyone can submit a magical item that could appear in universe. You don't have to be a patron to participate, and you can even participate anonymously if you want. While you're there, take a couple minutes to look at the Looney Studios Patreon And if you become a patron, you gain access to the podcast early, among other perks. And thank you to all our current patrons. You help support Looney Studios and Aerde Tales. And our wonderful character art was made by artist VAMPBYTE, and all of his links can be found at linktree/VAMPBYTE. Go check his artwork out. The link is in the description. And Looney Studios can be found at looneystudios.com, and that's the social media platforms listed in the description. Please give a review on your favorite podcasting site, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and submit magical items on our Patreon. The Looney family hopes that you have a wonderful day. That was a Looney Studios podcast.